Hello everyone, welcome to Anxiety Hut. In this video, we'll be exploring ways you can turn your anxiety into confidence. At some point, we have all been anxious in social situations. There's nothing unique about this experience, and usually, it doesn't pose much of a problem. But if you are constantly anxious in social situations, you can miss out on potential friendships, romantic partners, and other opportunities. This does not have to be a problem though. Not everyone is naturally confident. Many people who seem confident have simply learned to overcome their anxiety and increase their confidence, making them significantly more attractive in social situations and helping them express themselves freely. So, whether you want to have more confidence so you can increase your network, or you don't want to freeze while you're asking your crush out on a date, you need to find a way to turn your anxiety into confidence. And this video will show you how to do just that. Focus on making yourself comfortable. A great way to reduce discomfort during social interactions is to prioritize your own comfort. Usually, the reason you feel awkward during social interactions is that you might be trying to make the other person feel more comfortable with you. You worry that you might be boring them or that they might have something better to do with their time than listen to you. This often makes people speak quicker, as though they were placed under a timer. Once you realize that you are not comfortable during a social interaction, you should pause and think about why you're not comfortable, and do what is necessary to make yourself comfortable. Though this might be annoying to whoever you're speaking to, prioritizing your own comfort is a strong sign of confidence, and it will certainly make your social interactions enjoyable. This clip of actor Chris Evans, who is open about his struggles with anxiety, is a great example of this.
God, I couldn't tell you what I'd want to be asked. I could tell you what I wouldn't want to be asked.
Okay, what's the worst question you've always been?
Well,
what's the one question you hate?
The workout, how do you, what's your workout schedule? It just feels very surface.
Notice how he almost negotiates with the interviewer. Instead of telling her that he doesn't have an answer for the question, he offers to answer an alternate but relevant question instead. One that he is more comfortable giving an answer to. Stop worrying about being judged. There are many things you do that make people realize that you're nervous. You might stutter while speaking, avoid eye contact with the person you're speaking to, and speak compulsively or fidget. Whatever the case may be, it is unclear to the person you're speaking to that you aren't comfortable. It is also clear to you. Repeated experiences of discomfort during can lead to the development of social anxiety, making future social interactions even more enjoyable. During social situations, you might be worried about how we are being perceived. This makes us scrutinize even our most insignificant actions. You are aware that you're being judged and are worried that your audience is receiving you in a negative light. This then makes you act in uncharacteristic ways in order to appear more socially acceptable. This is why someone who is usually perfect at performing a certain act, say juggling, will be unable to perform even the most simple displays of skill if as much as a single person were to watch them. When you try to force yourself to act in ways that would be deemed socially acceptable, it makes you pay less attention to the person you are interacting with and more attention to yourself. By placing yourself under a spotlight and scrutinizing all your actions, you unconsciously start looking at yourself through the lens of your audience. To avoid this, you need to accept that no matter how much you know a person, you can never be certain about their perspective. So your thoughts on how they view you are based entirely on your imagination. Don't make assumptions. Don't decide how people feel for them. This will free you from an unnecessary burden and will add a lightness to your social interactions. A great way to immediately get rid of your fear of judgment is to reverse the roles, with you being the judge and your audience being the performers under the spotlight. This immediately eases off a lot of anxiety and stress, and makes you pay attention to the person or people you're speaking to instead of worrying about yourself. You should be more worried about whether you're impressed with the person you're speaking to than if they're impressed with you. You should observe them so you can decide whether or not you like them, and not the other way around. This is why it is important for you to set standards and stick to them religiously. You have to be able to decide what you like and what you don't like, what you find socially acceptable and what you don't find socially acceptable. This way, you'll walk into every social interaction with confidence and have a genuine interaction with the person you're speaking to. Change your internal dialogue. Often, our thoughts on how other people view us come from a place of insecurity. If you don't attribute much of yourself, it can be difficult to believe that other people consider you valuable. This makes you lower your standards for how you should be treated during social interactions and raise your standards for how you should treat others. This is why positive internal dialogue is so important. By treating yourself like somebody worthy of love and respect, you are able to act in a way that ensures other people treat you the same way. This cannot be faked. You really have to act like a person you care about. This will enable you to put yourself first when interacting with other people. If positive self-talk doesn't come as easily as you'd like, you can start by eliminating negative talk and only leaving room for positive internal dialogue. This can then easily be followed up with intentional positive self-talk. This alone will give your confidence levels a huge boost. Admitting your fears and flaws. The truth is, you are a flawed being, and there are people in this world that will try to use those flaws against you. This reality can be daunting and can make you less willing to engage in social interaction. This does not have to be the case. If you accept that we are all flawed and the person you're speaking to is also flawed, you can feel comfortable with your flaws, even if the person you're speaking to calls them out. The thing about confidence is that it is not only exhibited when things are going well for you, but also when things are going badly. By accepting this, you will be able to remain calm even when your flaws are exposed openly. This removes any insecurity and sways the balance of power in your favor. This shouldn't prompt you to act as though you don't have any flaws. Of course you have flaws. You're human after all. The problem is not that you'll do and say awkward things. The problem is that you will likely prolong the effect of these slight blunders and make something that would have been insignificant significantly worse. People are less concerned with your flaws and more concerned with how you see yourself and how that makes you act. In a way, by treating yourself as though you are as important as the person you're speaking to, you're inviting them to treat you in the same way. When confronted about your flaws, you should respond with confidence, not arrogance, but confidence. Once people realize that you're not particularly bothered by what they think, or by your all too obvious flaws, they will usually refrain from using them against you. This is because people who try to bully others by making them feel small and inferior are often insecure themselves. By remaining calm even in the most uncomfortable situations, you exhibit a high level of confidence. By remaining calm, you let your audience know that you do not in any way feel threatened by their opinions. Not everyone will like you. Not everyone will like what you have to say. Accept this, and you will have more enjoyable interactions with people because you will be free to be your true self, with no fear of judgment. This does not mean you shouldn't make the effort to correct your flaws. If you notice things that you currently do that you know you need to work on, you should definitely try to make the necessary adjustments. By consciously working on yourself, you will have the confidence to defend yourself if your flaws are attacked. This is what makes you confident despite your flaws, because you understand that your flaws are not a reflection of your worth, and that you can change and improve. That brings us to the end of today's video. If you found this video helpful, you can help us by hitting the like button and subscribing to our channel. You can also help us by hitting the bell button so you'll be among the first to know when we drop a new video. Have a great day.